Welcome to our channel History of Coins, where we explore the hidden gems of numismatics. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare 1-cent coins, because some of these coins are rare among collectors and are worth millions. So today, we are gonna uncover the rarest coins and their values. So make sure to watch the complete video and find out if you have one of these. Now let's continue our today's video. Top 1 today, we're turning the spotlight on an iconic piece of American history. The 1960 United States penny. This seemingly ordinary coin might look like just another penny from the pocket change jar, but for collectors, it holds a secret that could turn it into a priceless treasure. So listen up, because this story is packed with surprises, rarity, and potential fortune. Get ready to dive deep into why the 1960 penny is capturing the hearts and wallets of collectors everywhere. The 1960 penny was minted during a fascinating era in American history. Coming off the post-war economic boom and right before the cultural shifts of the 1960s, this penny represents a snapshot of a transformative time. Featuring the famous Lincoln wheat design on the reverse side and the iconic profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, the 1960 penny is part of the classic Lincoln cent series that started way back in 1909. But what truly sets the 1960 penny apart isn't just its design. It's the rarity and the unique errors that make certain specimens among the most coveted coins today. Now, the 1960 penny was produced in large quantities, so at first glance, it might not seem like something extraordinary. But here's where it gets fascinating. Some of these pennies feature incredibly rare minting errors that only a few lucky collectors have ever found. One of the most sought-after errors is the double die obverse. What does that mean? Simply put, the coin's front side, the part with Lincoln's portrait, was struck twice, but slightly misaligned, creating a doubled or shadowed effect on letters, numbers, and even Lincoln's face. This kind of error is not only visually stunning, but also extremely rare, making these pennies stand out in the collecting community. Another rare error on the 1960 penny is the off-center strike. Imagine a penny where the design isn't perfectly centered, causing parts of Lincoln's image or the wheat ears on the back to be cut off or shifted dramatically. Off-center strikes vary in rarity depending on how far off the design is, and the more extreme the misalignment, the higher the coin's value. These coins are prized because every off-center penny is unique. No two look exactly alike. Add to this the die cracks and die breaks, tiny raised lines or blobs on the surface of the coin caused by imperfections or damage to the mince dies during production. On a 1960 penny, these little imperfections can add surprising value and appeal to error collectors. It's also important to mention the penny's condition. Even a rare error penny loses significant value if it's heavily worn or damaged. Collectors hunt for coins in near mint or uncirculated condition, where every detail is sharp and clear. When these rare 1960 pennies are graded professionally by organizations like PCGS or NGC, their market value can skyrocket. So, you might be wondering, with all these fascinating errors and unique qualities, how much is a 1960 penny really worth? If you happen to have a 1960 penny with these rare error characteristics in pristine condition, it could be worth an astonishing $83,000. Yes, that's right. A small copper coin, one that you might have passed by 1,000 times, could hold a life-changing value. It's a testament to how history, rarity, and a bit of minting mishap can combine to create one of the most prized coins in American numismatics. Next time you dig through your coin jar, or maybe inherit a collection, don't overlook those pennies, especially the 1960 ones. Examine them closely under good light. Look for any doubling, off-center strikes, or unusual marks. You just might be holding a rare gem that's worth far more than face value. Top 2, we're unlocking the fascinating world of one of the United States' most iconic coins, the 1961 penny. At first glance, it might just seem like an ordinary copper cent, but for those in the know, the 1961 penny hides some remarkable secrets that could turn a humble coin into a priceless treasure. So, if you're a coin lover or just someone curious about hidden fortunes, listen up closely because this video is packed with valuable insights, rare errors, and an exciting story about why this little penny is so special. The 1961 penny was minted during a significant time in American history, a period of steady economic growth and social change. The coin features the classic Lincoln portrait on the front, a design beloved by collectors and everyday Americans alike. On the reverse side, you'll find the famous wheat ears, symbolizing America's agricultural heritage. But beyond its simple design, the 1961 penny stands out due to several fascinating varieties and errors that can drastically increase its value. One of the most prized features collectors seek in the 1961 penny is the double die obverse error. This error occurs when the coin's front image is struck twice with a slight misalignment, resulting in a doubled appearance on letters and numbers. On a 1961 penny, this doubling can be seen around the date, the word Liberty, and even on Lincoln's facial features. This error is extremely rare and instantly grabs the attention of collectors because no two double-die errors are exactly alike. Each is a one-of-a-kind piece of minting history. Another extraordinary variation that adds to the coin's rarity is the off-center strike error. Imagine holding a penny where Lincoln's image is shifted off the center, causing part of the design to be missing or cut off. Off-center strikes come in different degrees, and the more extreme the misalignment, the more valuable the coin becomes. These off-center pennies are prized for their uniqueness and make for incredible collector's items. Die cracks and die breaks are another category of errors that can be found on the 1961 penny. These subtle raised lines or blobs appear when the minting die begins to wear or crack during production. While they might seem like imperfections, these flaws actually add to the coin's appeal and value, as they tell the story of the coin's creation and rarity. Of course, condition is everything in the world of coin collecting. A 1961 penny with these rare errors, preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition, can command staggering prices. Collectors hunt high and low for coins that have remained virtually untouched by time, sharp details, no scratches, and an original luster that sparkles in the light. So, what is the potential value of a rare 1961 penny with these exceptional features, if you're lucky enough to find one in outstanding condition with notable errors? It could be worth an incredible $81,000. It's truly astonishing how a small coin, often overlooked in daily transactions, can hold such immense value. The 1961 penny is a shining example of how history, rarity, and minting quirks combine to create some of the most sought-after coins in American numismatics. Next time you're sorting through coins, make sure to give the 1961 pennies a careful look. With a keen eye, a little knowledge, and some patience, you might just discover a rare gem that could be worth far more than its face value. Top 3. We're diving deep into the world of one of the most fascinating pennies in American numismatics, the 1963 United States penny. At first glance, it might look like your average Lincoln cent, but if you listen closely and keep your eyes peeled, you'll discover that this small copper coin holds some rare surprises that could make it incredibly valuable. So, grab your magnifying glass and get ready to learn why the 1963 penny is a must-have for collectors and why it could be worth a fortune. The 1963 penny was minted during a vibrant era of American history, a time marked by cultural change and economic growth. Featuring the classic Lincoln portrait on the front and the wheat ears on the back, this coin seems simple. But hidden beneath its humble appearance are some exceptional minting quirks and errors that make certain 1963 pennies stand out from the crowd. Collectors are drawn to these unique variations because they tell a story of how coins were made and sometimes how things went unexpectedly wrong at the mint point. One of the rarest and most sought-after features on the 1963 penny is the double die obverse error. This fascinating mistake occurs when the coin's front design is struck twice in slightly different positions, creating a doubled image on the date, letters, and even Lincoln's profile. It's subtle but incredibly eye-catching once you know what to look for, and coins with this error are extremely rare. For collectors, a 1963 penny with a clear double die obverse can be a prized possession that significantly boosts the coin's value. Another fascinating error to watch out for on the 1963 penny is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin isn't properly aligned during the striking process, causing Lincoln's image or parts of the design to be shifted off-center or missing. These off-center pennies come in different degrees. Some show just a small sliver of the missing design, while others can be dramatically off-kilter. The more extreme the off-center strike, the higher the coin's rarity and desirability among collectors. Don't forget about die cracks and die breaks, which are subtle raised lines or marks caused by imperfections in the minting dies. While these may look like flaws, die cracks actually increase a coin's uniqueness and can make your 1963 penny stand out in a collection. Each crack tells a story of the minting process and is a marker of rarity for collectors who value one-of-a-kind coins. Condition also plays a crucial role. A 1963 penny with these errors in pristine, uncirculated condition, showing sharp details, no wear, and original luster, can command jaw-dropping prices. It's not just about owning the coin. It's about owning a piece of history preserved in perfect form. So, if you happen to find a 1963 penny with one or more of these rare errors, and it's in excellent condition, you might just be holding a coin worth an astonishing $79,000. That's right, $79,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think something so small and seemingly ordinary can hold such incredible value. For coin collectors, the 1963 penny represents a thrilling blend of history, rarity, and mystery, a true gem waiting to be discovered. Top 4 were shining the spotlight on a penny that you might think is just a simple, everyday coin, the 1966 United States penny. But don't be fooled by its ordinary appearance, because this small copper piece hides some incredible secrets that can make it a true jackpot for collectors. So, buckle up, listen carefully, and get ready to dive into the fascinating world of the 1966 penny and why it could be worth a small fortune. The year 1966 was a fascinating time for American coins. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies to meet demand. But amid this mass production, a handful of coins were struck with unusual features and rare errors. These errors, often unnoticed by everyday users, have turned some 1966 pennies into prized collectibles. The key to unlocking their value lies in these mistakes that were never meant to happen but are now a dream come true for collectors. One of the most remarkable features to look for on a 1966 penny is the double die obverse error. Imagine the coin's date, the words "In God We Trust" or "Liberty" appearing doubled, as if the coin was stamped twice slightly out of alignment. This doubling isn't just a small smudge, it's a clear, visible echo that instantly makes the coin stand out. Coins with this error are incredibly rare and highly sought after because they are like a printing glitch from the past, frozen forever in copper. But that's not all. Another fascinating rarity on the 1966 penny is the off-center strike error. This happens when the coin isn't perfectly aligned when it's pressed, causing the design to shift away from the center. Depending on how off-center the strike is, you might see parts of Lincoln's profile or the date missing completely. Some off-center pennies show just a little bit of misalignment, but others can be so dramatic that they look almost like an abstract piece of art. For collectors, the more severe the misalignment, the rarer and more valuable the coin becomes. Let's also talk about die cracks and cuts, raised lines and blobs that form when the metal dies used to strike the coin start to crack or break. These unique imperfections, while technically flaws, add character and rarity to the coin. Each crack and cut tells a story of the minting process and adds to the coin's collectible value. When combined with good condition, these features can turn a humble penny into a prize-winning piece. Condition is the final and crucial factor. While many 1966 pennies have been heavily circulated, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp details and original luster can be like striking gold. It's this perfect preservation combined with rare errors that catapults the coin's value into the stratosphere. So, what does all this mean for collectors? If you happen to come across a 1966 penny exhibiting these rare errors and it's in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at a coin valued at an astonishing $77,000. Yes, you heard that right. $77,000 for a single penny. This tiny copper coin, so often overlooked, holds a wealth of history and mystery, and for the savvy collector, it's a golden opportunity waiting to be seized. Top 5, we're diving into the world of the humble yet surprisingly valuable 1967 United States penny. At first glance, it might look like just another everyday penny, but stick with me because this little copper disc has some rare secrets that could make it a prized gem in your collection. So, listen closely, and let's explore why the 1967 penny is much more than meets the eye. The year 1967 was part of a unique era in U.S. coinage. While millions of pennies were minted and circulated, a very small fraction ended up with errors or unusual features that catch the eyes of collectors today. What makes the 1967 penny stand out is the combination of minting quirks and the condition in which some of these coins have survived over time. These coins offer a glimpse into the minting process of the late 1960s, and the rare errors found on some specimens have skyrocketed their value. One of the most sought-after traits on the 1967 penny is the double die error. This is when the coin's date, where the inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust appear doubled, almost like the coin was stamped twice but slightly offset. This doubling is not subtle. It's visible to the naked eye and instantly makes the coin special. Double-die pennies are coveted by collectors because they represent a fascinating production mishap that can turn an ordinary penny into an extraordinary collectible. Another interesting rarity in the 1967 penny is the off-center strike. Imagine the coin blank slipping slightly during the stamping process, causing part of the design to be missing or shifted to one side. Some off-center strikes show only a small portion of the design off-kilter, while others are so extreme they look like miniature abstract art pieces. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the rarer and more valuable the penny becomes. These errors provide a one-of-a-kind story frozen in copper, making them highly desirable to collectors. Then, we have die cracks and die breaks, small raised lines or blobs on the coin caused by cracks or damage in the mint dies. These imperfections may seem like flaws, but for collectors, they add character and uniqueness, increasing a coin's rarity and value. Coins with these features tell a story of the minting process and are often sought after by those who appreciate the quirks of coin production. Now, let's talk about condition, one of the most important factors for collectors. Many 1967 pennies were used in everyday transactions, causing wear and tear. However, finding a 1967 penny in pristine, uncirculated condition with sharp details and original shine is rare and highly prized. When combined with the rare errors I mentioned earlier, these pristine pennies can command staggering prices. So what does this mean for anyone lucky enough to hold one of these rare 1967 pennies? If you find a 1967 penny featuring these remarkable mint errors and in excellent condition, you could be looking at a coin worth an astonishing $75,000. Yes, that's $75,000 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that something so small, so commonplace, could hold such extraordinary value. For coin collectors and enthusiasts, the 1967 penny is a shining example of how history, rarity, and unique minting errors can come together to create a true treasure. Thanks for joining me on this fascinating journey into the world of the 1967 United States penny. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin rarity and want more videos revealing the hidden stories behind rare coins, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. Until next time, keep hunting for those hidden treasures and happy collecting.